dad's got a piano and he's been practicing how to play. And I was playing.
Yeah, this is because this is
I am
insane.
officially better at the piano. Hi.
There's a whole bunch of stuff happening with you called Monster Machine.
Yes.
Now, what intrigued me about the press, dark feminine energy.
Yes. Yes.
Can you...
To put it very basically, is the opposite of everything I have catered to. I think it's about, and I like to talk about this with a new tonality, which isn't anti-men or anti-societal norms. It's also just about women, if we just said in the sisterhood, owning amongst each other and celebrating the dark force and the dark energy, which is traits that we see in cinema, music of men seeking vengeance, owning power, masculinity. All of those are celebrated, yet with women, amongst women itself, there isn't a language or a jargon to celebrate that. So there are those of us who do it. It's not about fitting in as much as it's about owning it and discussing it. This has been my process and the things that excite me as a woman. It's about owning the root chakra. It's about speaking about that in its most glorified and expansive way. Sexuality, sensuality.
Right, but in our films...
So it's not that sensual. It's not sensuality determined by the male gaze, enjoyed by a woman.
Okay.
What she wants. She portrays, and sensuality is tactile. It's viscous. It's a feeling.
Okay.
It is not to achieve a certain end goal. Yes.
So this
Not a man.
not a man. What does...
Basically, if you've seen the video, there is a referencing to the archaic draconian concept of witchcraft and being burnt at the stakes have changed over the years. And there are very many women with small fires, some massive, who are still being burnt at some metaphorical stake. And I think we've had many examples of those. The stakes change, and in the video I'm trying to play 4 different characters that represent different women for my narrative. In that, through time, I read this quote which just stayed with me forever, and it said, "We are the granddaughters of the witches you couldn't burn." I don't know, it's one of those Instagram things where it just says unknown and then somebody suddenly slapped someone else. That was something that really hit me. It's a lineage, and so when I was thinking about the monster, women, when they say a corporate woman or when they say the modern woman or she's lost her values, it's another kind of burning. We have to adapt with the environment we're in. Adaptation sometimes means we're called a monster. There are many adjectives for it, chudetta, the B word,
Right.
whatever you want to call it. But it's about harnessing this power and turning it into a machine-like, almost like the Terminator. I called it Monster Machine. It's about those women and those men who encourage those women to turn it into a force of channeled, focused energy. I think, even the last time when we spoke, it was always like, I am, and the headspace was giving myself the freedom to say, okay, in the ideas line, you have so many things in your mind, ye karna hai, wo bolna hai. But it's one thing to wish and one thing to like I said, filter it, distill it down and say, what do I want to say? While because it was through music, and I knew being in cinema in my capacity, I wanted to use these years of my experience in cinema to create a visual narrative for my music. For me, my music alone now doesn't feel enough. Music is one of the greatest, most timeless storytelling tools, but being in cinema for so long, I like to meld them together. So I've done 2 music videos before. It was a bit stepping into it. And this was something that was really close to me.
Pop song or something like that, right?
Yes.
You wrote it for...
Oh, you're saying, did I write this for someone?
Into that zone, but what I'm trying to say is discovery.
No, actually, I've been wanting to put it out for a while.
Okay.
And then I redid it as well.
Right.
So it's been a process. 2 years.
Okay.
Because I'd done one version and then this is the second. It's been a process. I wanted this monster woman to be out long ago.
Right.
And I've been hinting ki, varva. She's just there, the door's opening. In terms of the headspace, I love song. And I love being in love. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't have a partner to be in love. I love the idea. But my idea and concept of it has always been a bit skewed. And it took me a long time to realize that's okay with it. It's a bit dark. I want to find my weirdo in the corner, not my superstar in the sunlight. Come to that, this is also about knowing when I have twisted and molded myself and melted into this person, I wanted a partner that's a monster, not a man. It is in reference to a modern relationship. In the song, there's my partner, my actual partner speaking in Assamese, me replying in Tamil. it's that. It doesn't matter where it's coming, you need from love.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a love song to self first.
Right.
It's very much the oxygen mask. Put it on first and then help. Know what you want from any situation first.
Right,
So
right.
it is about that expanding into the rest.
Okay. Are you
Yes.
the music, the basic tune probably
No, I
comes
write
from...
everything on the piano first. No, so I work with producers then.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
And
That
the
you want
main
to
melody.
say the main melody?
Yeah. So
Pick
I
and
write the
choose.
chords, I write it, and then I take it to very talented musicians
Right.
who work with me collaboratively. So on this song, I work with Karan Kanchan, who's really well known for his rhythm and his rhythm programming. And Karan Parekh, who's been like my long-time musical associate, arranged my other songs as well. So it's an amalgamation.
These notions of being a woman,
Because it's roles I'm playing.
that's
Not
it's just role
playing.
playing.
Yeah.
But doesn't that
I'm never playing Shruti. Actually, recently I played Shruti in a movie, which was weird.
Yeah.
But like myself, so I'm playing a part. Yeah. So that's the whole fun of the not fun time of my career was don't wear black, don't say that, and this and that. So I'd be like, sorry, okay, then now no solo mat.
otherwise? Yeah. But otherwise,
Literally two.
yeah, which
movies.
is literally two films.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everywhere, whatever.
That
like
side as
that's-
well.
You do, but I'm saying that when there's so much of that I look into
Yeah. Yes.
for yourself,
Yes.
with
I am many kinds of women, and that's the journey of exactly.
yeah. So
you
there's
are
no
many kinds of man.
Yeah.
We have a masculine, we have a feminine, we float an androgyny. I do have that really kooky, fun, sunshine side. And I get to feed that through cinema and comedy. And this is my core though. This is my soul. It's a bit grey. Yeah.
Right. You're a musician.
Because I write in English, and that's been the biggest challenge. I sing in Tamil, Hindi, I've sung in Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, Kannada, Malayalam, but I write only in English. And I can only come up with one or two lines in Hindi or Tamil that feel organic to the song. And I know where, especially in a time and a place now online, which is like Tamil mein pesunga, Hindi mein baat karo, Angrezi gana kyun gaate ho. And I understand that patriotism, but the problem is, I grew up in an English medium school. I grew up, that is
And you
authentically
think
who
in
I am.
English, yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
But I curse in Tamil.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right.
I get stressed in Hindi, I use bad words in Tamil, and then I think in English.
Yeah.
So that's how my brain operates. But this is who I am. This is authentically me. I had MSV songs and Hindustani Sangeet, but I grew up with Nirvana and Tori Amos. And when I started acting, it was a clear mandate, like, do not confuse people with this. Do not do this. People said
You
it.
would not be
இது நல்லா தானே நடக்குது told by multiple people across. பாடுறீங்கன்னா கண்ணழகா மாதிரி பாடுங்க. Don't sing like this. Don't do that. So it was very confusing for me.
Yeah,
I do
you
have.
really like.
I have a pair of lungs.
Yeah, you have a solid pair of lungs. You really throw
I
your
went for a
voice.
master health checkup in Bombay, and apparently I like outbeat the lung capacity. I'm a singer.
Yeah, so because like they say, right? It's so
Even as a person. Yeah, that's why I think I took a break and I reassessed. When we last spoke, I was like, sir, I'm reassessing him. Right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right before the lockdown.
Yeah.
Lockdown was like really something very important for me. 100 days almost it felt like on my own.
Right.
You know, since June to December, I had no company. It was just me and my piano. That's where a lot of this happened.
Fused.
Indirectly, they said, don't be that Shruti.
Right.
No.
Because from Monster
Yes.
Machine.
Yes.
And
Click to the next video.
saying it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not a, if you can't deal with, this is a part of me, There are people who said, Ari, but why do you do these commercial films? I loved you in D-Day. But then those people are like, why aren't you doing more films like this? You know,
But I think with
it's a
films,
buffet.
right? It's like
No, and
which
sometimes
is why
we
today
do
you
choose. We do choose the commercial film for our own reasons.
Yeah, you do.
Which is with the power comes in creating your own.
Like a female actor's attorney producer to put out. In
Yes.
fact, you said which.
Because it's another expression, misunderstood women.
Yeah. Okay.
We're a whole club. Need to talk to each other more, all the misunderstood women. Okay.
Devi Shri Prasad.
For me, let's start with Ilayaraja sir, because that's really, he is the one who told my parents she has a really strong, loud voice, because he came home to visit once and I screamed for my parents and he was like, she has a voice. Shruti to Shruti irukkan theriyala, but you know, they were like, she's loud. Yes, she's very loud. So he made me sing my first song, and then I sung many years for Raja sir. I've even done background music work for him, you know, the background voices. I was in the school.
Right.
A blessing to be around. I was just speaking, yes. So in the beginning, it was just like, Raja sir's coming. Then, of course, as I grew, it was about appreciating his music. And I would say, I was literally with Dad yesterday, and Dad's got a piano and he's been practicing how to play. And I was playing.
Yeah, this is because this is
I am
insane.
officially better at the piano. No, but I mean, I love that he just got this piano and he's like, I'm taking lessons because I love them. We were playing yesterday and I was showing him and we were talking about the song from Guna. Not only does he play chromatic, like he has no fear in taking chromatic circles because he deals with emotion that way as well. He's going to the grace, he puts the lyric like unexpectedly. He kind of is like a cloud walker in music. So that's how I now look at him and see the genius of Rahman sir is genuinely like very Sufi in his spirit. Like even when you listen to Rahman sir's songs, you hear it first and then after like 2-3 weeks, it's like all you're listening to and you don't even know how you've attached to it. It's because he's so instinctive, but when you see him programming and working, like you can see he started out as somebody with a Casio and a floppy and he is that person.
You know, you hear it once and...
Everyone says it, right? I mean now because I'm such a huge fan of his, I can be like, this is the one, this is the one. This is not my type of song, but I can see why. It's because he does it in a very fluid space. He's like, you know, like Bruce Lee, be like water. He's very much that as a It's not structured in the way film songs are structured, not just film songs. So when he when he first came in, it was so on our face, like, I'm here. And then he was like, I'm here and you can now groove with me and what I enjoy. So he's got a freedom. Yeah. I think he's the man who grips you immediately and you're like, yeah. This is a song that's a hit. Like he knows what. Yeah. He can get the choir to sing with him, so to speak. He knows a pulse really beautifully because I think he writes honestly, like what he likes.
Actually, when I admire
really?
Yeah, because
that was lightly sung.
That was lightly sung because I was like, oh my god.
I think it was Rahman sir who called me to do the Sebmari song and he was like, belt.
Yeah.
Go. I give you permission to scream. I was like, scream. He was like, scream. And then people were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's got an energy that's really infectious for me, I love when he goes into the folk space a lot. Because I love that. It's really...
That's Monster Machine.
I think we are all very Indian in our spirit. And the Indian rhythm is such a great... force really for emotion. It's used in grief, it's used in joy, it's used in a wedding, it's very much a part of who we are. So I love that. I love that he has got a modern contemporary viewpoint on something that's from the earth. He's just like commercial and he knows what you want. He is without fail on it at least in Telugu cinema. If he's doing the music for a film, we better dance because it's going to do really well. Yeah.
You know,
The year disappearing, I'm not doing anymore.
You're not doing anymore.
No. That's
and then suddenly you're back with...
And then capping off the year with this.
Capping off a year with Salar.
Because I'm a virus. I keep coming back. I have a genuine reverence for this place, the industry, for a group of creative people coming together anywhere, whether it's musicians, whether it's... I have a genuine reverence and when I practice gratitude at night, I am so thankful to God that this is my job. Jobs are in the same form of expressing something. And I think because you're not worried about not going to the temple and whether the pujari will let you in. Your connection is with the God. Treat it like that. It is a place of sanctity and purity for me. Doesn't matter what people say.
Yes, okay.
So I know that I have reverence for it and I'm humble in the face of it. It's not, I know people call it a rat race and the box office and all of those things are part of it, just like there's a undi in the temple and you put, but it is a place of reverence when people form a circle of trust to create art. Walk back in it, I know I belong there, that's it. The others' opinions don't matter. I know I belong there because so I keep coming back. No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big project. So, when I first got in, I was like, okay, this project is huge, this, that. But I have to say, I've made some So it's a really weird thing, but I aim now to follow my instinct as a person and say, okay, I'm gonna enjoy working with these people. So I'm gonna approach this and give them my warmth and give my generosity of, I give you my hand, let's do this together. And that's something I've learned only later in my career, and I would not do it. Like whether it's a Salar or The Eye, for example, which was female writer, director, producer.
Right.
When I feel
and
the
it also
energy,
got
the
Film
best
Festival.
film, best director. So amazing for us that the woman leading our team got a recognition. I wouldn't say an award, but you know what I mean. So for me, I was like, whether it's an Eye, independent English film, or it's Salar, to me, the energy towards it is the same. And when I meet people halfway who are loving and giving and generous of spirit, I really enjoy the process so much. So I have to say Prashant sir has been just one of the most wonderful people I've worked with. He creates this large world, but he's like the simplest, chillest of people, genuinely. Prabhas is an absolute darling. Now coming to Bhuvan sir. Bhuvan sir shot this video. The Salar unit allowed me to use parts of the sets they didn't use to shoot my music video. Just saying, be the heroine of our film. They're saying, be our friend and how can we support you creative? And so I formed this little community of friends. So Dwarakesh is the director of the music video. We all sat down, conceptualized it together. We were like, where do we shoot it? Where do we shoot it? And then Bhuvan sir was like, Undi kada Shruti, there's one portion of the Salar set we didn't use. It's not in the film, so don't look for anything. They were like, why don't you use it? Then Prashant sir was kind enough to say, use our production manager. It's your production. Are you doing it? Neenga Pandringla? I said, yes sir, it's all my production. No, use ours, use it. And that's the first time I felt, oh, this is how people get together and make dreams come true.
Right.
It's really beautiful.
Differently?
Yes.
All right.
It has.
Right.
It has.
How?
It's made me enjoy people and the stories that we're telling together much more.
No.
Yeah,
right. So
I had three projects in which I had that experience.
Right.
3 was one of them. D-Day was one of them. Srimantru was like, okay, come. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just really wonderful, those experiences. But I thought it's a flash in the pan, like, even the regular cannot sustain like this. These are the few people that you've enjoyed. So the rest go back to business, corporate, Now I aim to make that happen on every project because it's a duty to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So now the...
No bias.
But whatever.
It's a very interesting place.
Okay.
And it has
What
something
has
for
it
everyone.
given you?
Patience
Right.
and compassion. For stories, for myself. Because I get a lot of... there are people who are like, no, we get what you're doing, we appreciate your performances, we get this. Oh, in this you should do more of that. And I'm like, but how? How will I do more of it when people want more of it? Then there are people who say, but she's only this, and there are people, so much. So I was like, oh wait, it's not the validation. I actually loved my job. I enjoy it, and that's I'll show. But that took me a while to get there.
So
It's got something for everyone.
where you I just want you to explain that versions of yourself.
Narratives.
Maybe. Yeah.
So that portion was in reference to the movies.
Right.
We made it the real Shruti in the sense the times have had to be quiet. But she gets to perform things as well.
Right.
She gets to be with that Leza or whatever. But she gets to be all of those things till she faces the mirror. And the mirror was my responsibility. That scream in the mirror is the internal process. Because you can blame the outside, and this applies to everyone, not just actors. You can blame the outside, you can say it's circumstantial, you can play the victim, you can play the hero. But the reflection in you have to have a communication that's usually never fun.
Usually song,
Yes.
because there's visual as well.
Yes.
And you kind of...
In fact, that's the first line. I want you there when I'm saying, I am dead, and you know that feeling. We're barely living on most days, We're all crumbling in some way. And we're all a monster at some level. And this is not a video just for women. You're a kutti monster, maybe.
Yes.
I'm not a kutti monster.
You like
No.
I haven't got the
Nice excuse, sir.
Nice
It's the ones who are quiet that you have to watch out for.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Shruti. That was
Thank
great.
you.
And,
Thank you. Definitely.
Apart from voice...
It's another form of expression.
Right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.